My name is Ryan Michael Ballo, and I take nootropics. I started taking nootropics probably about 8 years ago, when after about a 6-month stint of heavy reading on cognitive science. Yeah, I mean, when I was 25, I got out of the Army, and I'm like 1 year back from fighting in the Iraq War, and my brain was a little. I think I was just sort of in a post-war active state, and I was interested in kind of trying to calm it down. So I started meditating, and I took 2 weeks and meditated for 45 minutes a night, and noticed profound differences in my brain right away. I was a lot more positive. I was a lot less negative. I felt re-energized about life again. And so the whole neuroscience route and meditation route led me to how else can I optimize my brain? How else can I make it work better? And that led me to nootropics. I've been an entrepreneur for 8 years now, and I got to tell you, like the difference between my verbal fluency and my ability to communicate with a big client or something that I'm going to go sit down with and try to sell over a table of 6 executives looking at me, taking certain nootropics that might modulate chemicals in my brain to make them work better versus not is staggering.
Yeah, I mean, I'm keeping in direct contact with him and just sort of trying to follow up to see what his strategy is, how he thinks he's doing.
Every day, I get up, I've got 20 things that I'd like to get done. I might end up getting 5 of them done, or 6 of them, or 10 of them done, but either way, I'm ambitious to get those things done, and right away, I go and I focus on those things. I'm always taking calls, I'm always having to deal with problems, I'm always having to sort of think through things to figure them out, and nootropics help tremendously in that regard. I think people get nootropics confused. Like they're confused about nootropics and have some sort of negative connotation attached to them in their head while they drink a cup of coffee, which is the most widely used nootropic on the planet. Caffeine binds to a neurotransmitter receptor site and tricks it into thinking you're not tired. That's exactly what nootropics do, except for on a much larger scale with a lot more granularity. You've got nootropics that bind to acetylcholine receptors that allow you to focus more. You've got nootropics that bind to dopamine receptors that give you more motivation. You've got nootropics that increase the quantities of acetylcholine and dopamine so that you have more of those neurochemicals in your brain. Modulate serotonin in a way, modulate GABA in a way, and put you in a place where you really are firing on all cylinders. I don't exclusively rely on nootropics. I'm a runner. I wake up and do sprints every day. I try to sleep well and I meditate and I drink coffee, right? So those things alone put me in a place where I'm amazing. Do nootropics have side effects? Yeah. Does Tylenol have side effects? Does coffee have side effects? Does alcohol have side effects? Sure, everything does. In certain quantities, right? It's all about moderation, understanding what doses of what compounds work for you, when to cycle off of certain compounds. What's fun about it is that you get to make a bunch of distinctions about how to properly use compounds that modulate brain activity. One of the most interesting things to me about it is that, particularly from the perspective of having studied neuroscience for so long and how that relates to performance and performance enhancement. I've taken compounds like a commercial nootropic stack that I built called Cortex that improves phospholipid synthesis in the brain, improves acetylcholine profile, improves dopamine receptors, improves neurite outgrowth. And so, to me, looking at cognitive tests online, or whether it's my verbal fluency with a client, or whether it's my focus during the day, I have noticeable, discernible, quantifiable improvements in brain function that seem to me to be quite residual, even when I don't take nootropics. But in an age where our brains are atrophying by the very minute, things in the environment are messing with our brain function. Yeah, I want my brain, and I want my brain to be in pristine function for as long as possible.